leave that. Hold on.
You mentioned it, sir.
Hold on now. Hold on, but let me just finish my comment. My comment to you is that you know that you have started playing dirty on this your role.
I am not playing dirty, sir.
No, hold on, sir. No, let me finish. Let me finish. I have to finish my question. When you now answer, then you can now answer. Because
of all members and distinguished members as to whether I will answer the second leg of your question, because I thought we were deliberately trying to stay away from politics. But if you put me on the spot, I will have no choice but to respond. Because you are trying to put me on the spot by saying...
Festus Keyamo, he knows this, my friend. We have done some battles together. And I'm very, very reassured by the words of the Deputy Senate President that says that you are a good product and we can ask you any question. Which means that you know the law inside out.
Should I? Just 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
No, you answer. Yeah.
2 minutes, yes. Thank you very much.
Let's leave that. Hold on.
You mentioned it, sir.
Hold on now. Hold on, but let me just finish my comment. My comment to you is that you know that you have started playing dirty on this your role.
I am not playing dirty, sir.
No, hold on, sir. No, let me finish. Let me finish. I have to finish my question. When you now answer, then you can now answer. Because my own is that I'm convinced that because I know your antecedents, you are a civil rights lawyer, you are a vibrant lawyer, and maybe that's why the EFCC is using you and they are getting results. And going further into election, and you are to speak for a campaign, I believe that sitting on this board may be injurious to the board. So let's leave the issue of whether you, but that's just my opinion like you said, and I've substantiated it by saying I listened to you because I used the word corrupt. And I'm not a lawyer, but I know that you cannot call somebody corrupt without being, is he convicted? That's what the lawyer says, but that's for the law. So, but you, and I've seen you doing that. So, and we are just worried that sitting on this board while you are doing this job that you must do effectively and
caution the chairman that in as much as we belong to different political parties, this exercise we are doing, screening this candidate, we should not bring too much politics into it. Like saying that the government is serving does not observe the rules of law, something like that. I think it's going too much. Okay. Don't bring too much politics. Bring too much politics. All of us will take political positions. Okay. And I believe here, sitting on this seat, it may find it tough to pass a decision because we are more in the majority here. We have at least 4 APC senators here on the seats. Mm-hmm. In fact, we have 5 APC, and we are only 2. So if we vote against you. But we are not going to vote against you. We will vote on the basis of the facts available to us. Yes, so, Mr. Chairman, don't go like passing judgment on our government. Our government is transparent. Our government is fighting corruption. Our government is changing Nigeria for better, and therefore, please don't go into that area.
The consent of all members and distinguished members as to whether I will answer the second leg of your question, because I thought we were deliberately trying to stay away from politics. But if you put me on the spot, I will have no choice but to respond. Because you are trying to put me on the spot by saying you don't call somebody corrupt when he has not been convicted and all that. But I'm trying to run away from all of that. I'm trying to stick to the issues here. But those are the issues, those are questions you just asked now. If I have the consent of everybody, I will avoid it.
Go ahead and answer.
I will avoid it and go to somebody
else. No, you can go ahead and answer. Answer the question.
Now, the courts in Nigeria, and that was about 2 days ago, and that is no less than the judicial pronouncement. They just held that if you release the list of corrupt persons, you have not infringed on their rights. This is because if you have facts to prove and call somebody corrupt, you are within your right to do so and call the person corrupt. Especially when that document has to do with the report of an institution that is imbued with the right to carry out investigation. What you cannot do is to call the person a convict. That is the difference. But you can call the person a corrupt person based on the report of Parliament. Parliament is imbued with the powers to investigate. If you look at your constitution, sir, and says what? Expose corruption. That is your power, sir. To expose corrupt practices. Therefore, if Parliament comes out with a report saying somebody is corrupt, the Parliament has spoken truth, because that is your power to expose corruption. So when the United States Senate says somebody has brought slush funds to the United States and the person is corrupt, we are within our right to call the person corrupt, because an institution that is given that power to pronounce corruption has pronounced that person corrupt. That is the difference, sir. We cannot call the person a convict. But we can call the person corrupt. And that is why we respect the Parliament here so much, even within Nigeria. Your reports regarding public officers, we don't play with them. We as lawyers. And in most cases, I've argued that those reports should form the foundation to prosecute people. When very distinguished members like you sit down and carry out your oversight functions over public officers, those reports should not be for the trash can. And I pray, sir, and I beg you, sir, that you should accord the same respect to your colleagues even from outside this country, in the United States, when they bring out such reports. So,
let me not be sentimental, but personally, I have been following all the write-ups of Keyamo. For me, I have been rating him as a very, very high responsible lawyer. Because even for school now, I have to go under school level. Yes, second class upper. It's not easy for anybody to read law. He's first class grade. All what he has been writing is very inspirational, very strict, and very confidential. So to me, Keyamo is an asset, not only to NDIC, but us. Because now we are putting up a list that he must tell us the truth. And if he's not doing anything right, we can call him to order. We can call him to order. He's a board member, we can call him to order. If he's doing anything, if this committee can still call Keyamo and say why and why we use this. Well, you are still under us. The MD can bring you up, the chairman can bring you up. So as far as I'm concerned, let us give him a chance. Go and do your job. And like rightly what my senior colleague said, His Excellency said, he said that if now we are going to vote, we'll outvote them, because already APC is the majority. Like, if you want to win anything, go to APC.
Yeah.
PDP is just a new brand. APC is always a winner. So
Festus Keyamo, he knows this, my friend. We have done some battles together. And I'm very, very reassured by the words of the Deputy Senate President that says that you are a good product and we can ask you any question, which means that you know the law inside out. The Constitution, in the 5th schedule, section 11, defines the duties of the code of conduct of public officers. Yet, there is a committee going around usurping the functions of the Code of Conduct Bureau called the Oblak Committee, the Presidential Committee on Asset Recovery. Tell us and tell Nigerians as a promoter and a defender of the law that you have said, why you have not defended all these people that have been illegally asked by a committee to come and give asset accounts or whatever to them, because that committee is not in this constitution. And I know you will do justice to this.
Question hasn't been answered.
Should I? Just 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
No, you answer. Yeah.
2 minutes, yes. Thank you very much. I answered that question. On the code of conduct and its provisions, and vis-a-vis the powers, the so-called powers, like you put it, of the presidential panel on recovery of property, there's a problem. The problem is that you allow the law to remain in your books. That law was passed in 1984. The law regarding recovery of public property. It was a decree. And when we now are finished, I'll tie it in. And when we now transited to civil rule, they said all those laws now become acts of parliament. And so that law says the president has powers to set up any panel to recover public property. Let me tell you the difference. The code of conduct is a constitution, the constitution did not, no, hold on, sir, with respect, sir, did not criminalize those provisions regarding the code of conduct. It is that act that now makes it criminal offense. That's the difference. So it's not in conflict. The code of conduct, they will only ban you from public office, they will not send you to jail. But that act now makes it a criminal offense. So I am also the lead prosecutor to the panel at some point. I'm the lead prosecutor. And then the Court of Appeal has actually curtailed the powers now. There's a judgment that the Court of Appeal says you cannot charge anybody to court. You can only investigate. And pass your investigation over to the Attorney General for the Attorney General to make a choice. So there's a Court of Appeal judgment. Anything beyond that is abuse of power. Anything beyond that is abuse of power.
So